I hope you're well. Today on our LinkedIn Live for Ackah Law, we're going to talk about intercompany transfers. So for those of you who don't know, intercompany transfers are transfers of people who have been working for the related entity corporation and are being transferred to another related entity. They have to have at least 1 year of work experience with the company abroad before they can transfer to Canada or the United States. So that means that they must have at least 1 year of either specialized knowledge or managerial and executive experience in order to qualify for a transfer so they can get a work permit to come and work in Canada or the United States. What's really great about intercompany transfers is we can do them from basically any country into Canada. Doesn't have to just be a NAFTA country like the US or Mexico, where we utilize the new NAFTA for those ones under the USMCA, where people from Mexico and the US can enter Canada and literally get a work permit at the port of entry, so long as they have the right material to present to Canada Immigration Border Services, and they are able to leave with a work permit that's either for 1 year or up to 3 years that is renewable. For those people coming to Canada from other countries like Europe, Africa, some of them India, China, if you need a visa to come to Canada, you will need to be processed for your work permit at the consulate first before you're able to then get on the plane and come to Canada. So it might take longer for people who need visas. If you're coming from Nigeria, let's say, we need to be able to prove the intercompany relationship, prove the employment abroad in a similar specialized knowledge or managerial role, and the explanation of why you're needed to come to Canada to take on this new opportunity in Canada to work for the related entity here in Canada. So that might take more like 3 to 6 months, depending on the country you're coming from, to be able to get the visa and the work permit. If you're coming from the UK, let's say, because they're visa exempt citizens, they can also apply at the port of entry. But for them, it's obviously not NAFTA. They're applying for the straight LMIA exempt category, labor market impact assessment exempt category for intercompany transferees, and they can also apply right at the airport. So I just finished speaking with a new client coming from Manchester, and they will be sending somebody who's managerial, and we discussed the process is going to take us maybe 2-3 weeks to put together all of the material to satisfy immigration, including completing the employer compliance portal for them with their new Canadian entity. And then this person will obtain a work permit upon entry, assuming there's no criminality, which we know there isn't, and assuming there's no medical conditions that would make the person inadmissible to Canada. The benefit of the intercompany transfer is it allows knowledge from one part of the organization to be transferred to the Canadian part of the organization to help grow and expand Canadians that are working in the organization and expand training opportunities. For Canadians going to the United States, we call the intercompany an L1 visa. Either it's an intercompany transfer for L1A, which is the managerial executive category, or it's an L1B for the specialized knowledge workers. We use the L1B quite a bit for people who may not have lots of education, but have great on-the-job experience and specialized expertise that they can bring that's not commonly available. They can bring to the United States or to Canada so they can benefit the business as well as the Canadians and permanent residents that will be learning and training under them. So if you are a company and you're considering expanding to Canada, or you have a fabulous person you want to bring to Canada or the United States, and you don't know how to do this, we can help you at Ackah Law. Reach out to us at the numbers you can see above and the email address, and we can talk to you about strategizing a plan, what's a realistic timeline, what the cost will be, so that you can better prepare, so that you can also ensure that you can expand your business to Canada or the United States. I look forward to helping any of you. If you have any questions, we'd love to work with you. And as I said, give us a call at Ackah Law. Take good care. Bye-bye.